2-second difference, game and shot clock. Here's Edwards. Fearing to the cup, Joyce Edwards. 6-point South Carolina lead. Joyce Edwards, the freshman who was terrific in the first half, in off the bench for South Carolina. Edwards motors to the cup. Booker kicks. Harmon's long two, way off. And here comes Edwards again, trying to go coast to coast. Joyce Edwards all the way in.
This is 6-3 right now. Picking up full court.
Joyce Edwards.
Even for the most part, but a late explosion by the Gamecocks. Turnover sure helped. It's Edwards. Tagging on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Edwards.
Coming into this game, into this tournament, in that first game, delivering a message.
Message received. Joyce Edwards has one too.
Says she's so competitive but so fun and such a joy to be around. And speaking of Edwards, got the steal here. Didn't need that volleyball spike block. Are they going to count it?
Bounces off Jenkins and a turnover. Here's Joyce Edwards. Lays it up and in. There's Zach with the bucket for the Gamecocks. A turnover here, and it's Edwards who leads the push. Edwards takes it herself.
They got really late in shot clocks against Ole Miss. I said, was that purposeful about Ole Miss? She said, no, we're growing on our offense. We're getting deeper and being more patient. But right now in this game, I feel like South Carolina's forcing them deep in the shot clock.
Count that bucket.
Denied, more hesitated, and it gave Raven Johnson a moment to come back defensively as Edwards finishes on the other end, plus the foul.
You see Edwards running the floor once again, a post player getting down, absorbing the contact and finishing.
Great players and can do a lot of great things. You don't know what will happen in the game. Auburn able to stay close. You look at the numbers, and off the stat sheet, it might not look like what it should be.
Edwards calmly.
They can beat you in a lot of different ways. We've seen the transition. We've seen the paint points. We've seen them excel on the glass. We've seen the freshmen look pretty good today.
Lob it inside, Edwards, the bucket and the foul. Here's Edwards. Edwards spins away from traffic, can operate as a point forward and shows you why. Connecticut a 17-point lead. Edwards spins in and lays it home. Plus
Historically of what Lawrence did at Charlotte definitely fit.
the spin by Edwards.
To say to her team, throw it up there before we turn it over. And now it's a strength of their ball security, mainly because of point guard play that she has now.
I mean, the wingspan. She's scoring 12.1 points per game against ranked opponents, 57% field goal percentage, which is phenomenal. She's really acclimated well and is playing at a top level here.
And fortunately, Coach Staley was able to sync that up with us, so she's checking into the game for the first time as we are highlighting her, and she gets a block first time on the defensive end. Come out of the timeout, Georgia back on offense. Block from behind. Edwards got the block.
Final 5 seconds of the quarter. Cam Schrader looking for some daylight. Boy, she just got swallowed up by Edwards.
Nye cutting. Oh, rejected by Edwards.
This is Sania Johnson. She's denied by Edwards. Joyner, I'm going to take it to Edwards. Oh, Edwards denies Joyner.
Tenacity, and honestly, that was big for South Carolina.
Teresa Cooper rejecting. Mitchell back in. Maddie Green, step back three is denied by Edwards.
Booker slithering, dishing, when in time to pivots inside and gets denied.
On the offensive glass.
Incredible.
Pierre again, and that was Edwards.
They got off to that incredible start. They were 11-3 after their first 14 games into December. Edwards drop stepping. Van Timmerman on the box. Not a good look at it, but they come up empty. Edwards sneaking inside. Another top-rated recruit. Couple of chances underneath for Grabovskaya. Unable to convert. Edwards, the bobble, gets it back and lays it.
So even when you get by South Carolina's first line of defense, they still have elite shot blockers on the back line.
Edwards. Fagan looking to turn the corner. Lost it. Got it back. Finds Edwards for two.
Then also, if you give her daylight at the perimeter, she's pulling.
Getting inside and finishing is the freshman. Pow finds an open Edwards.
He's just working on that off-foot pull-up jump shot.
And Edwards responds on the AC
and come home with the W.
Edwards running the floor. She's got 4 points. Edwards. They get it to Edwards.
She plays hard.
Full Wiley. Feeds Edwards. She'll get the roll.
Now this season, as a post player, you got to do your work early to gain that advantage. Joyce Edwards, that's a good job right there.
Tessa Johnson looking for the transition three. Hit one at the buzzer just before halftime. Joyce Edwards, oh, short on the spin. Got the rebound. Full Wiley, no look to Joyce Edwards.
But Betts, Kiki Rice, and Janaya Barker all combining now. Everybody else has benefited because of it.
Takeaway by the Gamecocks, trying to push tempo. Back to Pow. Betts tipped away. Edwards, nice composure. California for the Bruins. You've got Dudley out there as well. Kendall Dudley. Another freshman for UCLA.
For Wiley, no whistle, and tackling good by Joyce Edwards. And the Gamecocks are on the move again. Edwards down low, spinning with the left hand. Bad pass by Lisa Williams. Transition. Miss layup. And Joyce Edwards cleans it up.
Leading away, falling down, high off the glass.
Dangerous skip pass. Joyce Edwards now inside, and the soft rim finds McDaniel again. Nice pass off. And another turnover. 18 turnovers today from Iowa State. Joyce Edwards running the floor.
South Carolina 2 for its last 11 field goals. Open look, and more ball movement. This time it's Johnson. Just a tad long. Crashing the board, South Carolina gobbles it up. Edwards blocked from behind. Second chance, she's got it. Lombard breaks free, floats it long. Fast in transition. Watkins to Edwards. The jumper is too strong from Edwards. Grabs her own missed shot. Heaves it up again. Doesn't land. Third time. Falls through.
Inside to Joyce Edwards. Freshman to freshman. Looks pretty good. By the way, those were the first points for Reagan Richardson and Duke.
Joyce Edwards rattles it in. McDaniel. Edwards, the spin for the shot and gets the bounce.
Edwards down the lane. Follows her own miss. Back up and in and one.
Dunn was paying attention. What went wrong? Where was the focus? And they've corrected some things.
Well, Edwards off to a good start.
She's been a spark. She's been an instant offense for the Bulls.
Oh, nice spin move and up and in for 9 games for her. Underneath, Edwards will finish that one off.
Before the Christmas break, and she said, I just have to say UCLA. She said, sometimes I don't even have to put when they face the Bulls.
So back down to 20 with about 3 to go. Edwards on the baseline for 2.
Watkins hands off to McDaniel. No room for McDaniel. Instead, it's Edwards inside. And one. Watkins feeds Edwards. Edwards, another opportunity. That's her own rebound. Edwards inside, one-on-one, converts. Thinking about how good an athlete Ashlyn Watkins is, the first South Carolina player to dunk. That was in her freshman year against Clemson. In the last 6 games, 9 for 21 coming into today. So really heating up. A rebound for Raven Johnson, who looks to push. Johnson feeds Edwards. And one.
There's Edwards inside. The pass over the top, gathers and scores. And there she is right there, powering up inside, paying it off. And a nice pass inside to Edwards. Not Mississippi State anymore. It will be Texas. And South Carolina will play Texas twice this year as Edwards for 8 games once again this year. Johnson out ahead to Raven Johnson. Maybe a little too unselfish, but somehow
positive momentum. Now, South Carolina has done that, but Dawn Staley knows the little things that could.
And they do feed the post to Edwards to try to get her going. She gets her own rebound, the putback, and one. Johnson to the basket. Watkins on the glass. No, Watkins not done yet. Edwards for 2.
Slaughter's been really quiet since that step-back jumper she hit.
Wiley picks it up. What will she do with it? She'll lay it out perfectly to Edwards. Made a nice adjustment.
Bulldogs have come out growling and barking in this game.
Fantastic 3x3 player for Kenya.
Inside off the glass.
And South Carolina figuring out ways to take it to the basket. Joyce Edwards powers up.
Nice strong post move inside.
My laser full Wiley. Too much. Going coast to coast. Joyce Edwards. Joyce Edwards.
Going to the 1-3-1 in the half court, trying to mix this up defensively.
Again, Texas A&M, they had a chance over Christmas and finals break as Joyce Edwards hits.
Engaged crowd in Columbia. Dump it underneath. Edwards lays it in. Plus the foul. Booker now 1 for 14 from the floor. Dump it down again. Fagan. Johnson lobbing it in. Edwards waits and finishes.
Now out of a timeout, Zay Green pull up 3. That's off the mark and a rebound by the Gamecocks.
Alabama has to do a much better job on the offensive end, as you can see with Joyce.
Edwards got the friendly roll. Shot clock off for the Gamecocks. To Edwards. Back to a 6-point game.
And Cody had no choice but to shoot the 3-pointer.
Size advantage for Edwards. Look at her go to work. Edwards. Joyce Edwards turning up the heat down low.
Possessions are going to be limited for Alabama. Down 10 with under 3 to go. They're going to have to speed up the pace.
Edwards again. They found their largest lead of the game at 13.
And another offensive rebound for Edwards.
Edwards. Oh, and one. The freshman.
Full Wiley looking to cook. Over to Edwards. Oh, Joyce! Inside to Edwards, guarded by Skylar Van. Same move. Oh, wow. The vision to see Joyce underneath.
12 former players playing in the WNBA. It's a great infomercial for what Dawn Staley's doing here.
They had a couple of chances to get her the basketball. For Wiley go up and block that?
Yes.
Joyce Edwards.
LSU's start to the game, their recent games, they have struggled to get off a good start.
But she leads American rebounding again this season.
I think it's a combination of both, but probably more nature.
Flaugier flourishes. I see what you did there. Full Wiley. Full Wiley gets it back under duress. The pump fake down and low for Tessa Johnson. Edwards up and in. Yeah, Tessa Johnson's box score, 7 points, 3 boards. Does it begin to tell us? Don Staley says, let's run our offense. Johnson on Williams. Great look to Edwards.
The top 2 scorers are now on the floor for South Carolina. There's the top scorer in Joyce Edwards. That is a freshman. Ruby Whitehorn. She's had over 20 points in 2 of their last 3 games, finding her shot. But on the other side, Maddie McDaniel running things, the true freshman for South Carolina. She's number 1 in Garnet. And thank goodness for Joyce Edwards.
See how Tennessee is clogging the lane.
Edwards looking for something. Bree Holland, Edwards. And one coming. Joyce Edwards over her 17 seasons at South Carolina.
And what Pat accomplished and built this program in the 38 years.
7 seconds. Joyce Edwards. Pretty.
Even being able to have fun and then turn the, basically snap your fingers and be able to be serious in the moment. And Joyce Edwards.
16-footer. Ahead to Edwards, ahead of the pack. Gamecocks come away with it again. Edwards gets the roll.
Well, down on the other end for Auburn. Got that nice look at the 3-point.
Lost it. Turnover in traffic. Full Wiley, the dump off to Edwards. And a 7-0.
It is a special day, though, to be able to have your jersey retired. Joyce Edwards, great backdoor cut.
For Auburn and for Johnny Harris. Team that made the NCAA tournament last year. Joyce Edwards.
And that's a move that Summer Davis had been in the starting lineup. And inbounds, and right there's Full Wiley on the drive, missed the floater. Rebound comes down to Edwards, who sticks it in.
Auburn locker room, the game that she's getting her jersey retired. And who other than Joyce Edwards?
In the crossover, pitter patter, no. Rebound controlled by Fagan. Beautiful down court feed, and Edwards. The box outs today from Texas as Harmon gets smothered, no whistle, and controlled by South Carolina. For Wiley, what a dart to Edwards. Crowd was preparing for jubilance. What a pass. Kitts tips it to Edwards. Kitts working the freshman lead. Kitts trying to hold on and does. Edwards a lot of space, knocks in the jumper.
And then they just will play hard, but the talk is not always there on defense. And so there's a breakdown here, a breakdown there.
For Wiley inside Edwards. Good block by Gassett, but sticking in with it is... Here's Johnson. Johnson, it's Edwards running to the rim again. Close to the basket.
The playmakers, Eric.
Edwards. 4 of 5 from the field. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. There's McGill. Got into trouble. And here's Pow Pow. Edwards was the first one down the floor. Pow Pow feeds her. And Edwards gets 2 more. Numbers for South Carolina. Pow Pow Edwards. We've seen that before. Pass inside, caught by Edwards, finished by...
And that is Kelly Ray Finley in a nutshell. She always knows how to motivate her team and positive motivation.
McDaniel feeds Edwards, who got it back and put it in for 2 more. Florida. But South Carolina has been in control since that dominating first quarter. And speaking of dominating...
Good communicator and helps everyone know where they're supposed to be.
Here's the freshman Edwards floating it in. Here's Pow Pow.
Dumping it in, Edwards lays it home. There's that pick and roll. You're right, Rebecca. Normally it's Strong who went out with her third foul.
Zoom, even if they were in different places. Her parents have nurtured her, have loved her, but also been very hard on her.
It has been all UConn since late in the first. They were down 11-9.
Joyce Edwards, free throw line. And a great pass. Paopau's got to pull up, doesn't have any help. Joyce Edwards, count it! Oh, the pass to Joyce Edwards.
Your options.
Higginbottom loses it. Oh, too easy for Edwards. She went out and worked harder, and Dawn told us sometimes that takes a long time for players to develop that. They've got 35 bench points tonight. Bench averaging more points than their starters. Oh! One to the other.
Your two leading scorer, Edwards and Fulwiley, both come in off the bench.
And look at that connection. Gets right back to Paopau. Paopau with some space, finds Edwards. Good extra pass. Up and under move is good. Punched out to Pitts.
Beside her first action.
How about Edwards running the floor and Paopau with the find? That was a freshman in college. Now you know how old they are. Another offensive rebound, and Edwards cleans it home. Mitchell throws it away. Paopau finds it. Edwards, too easy.
Chloe Kitts and Sanaya Fagan have been huge today.
5 seconds. Ole Miss has forced them late in shot clocks tonight, and there's Joyce. And she's put in the extra effort to get her game here. Number 10, 16 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. The first South Carolina triple-double since Aaliyah Boston.
I talked to Georgia Amor about Deja Lawrence, and she described her as a sniper.
Here's the freshman Edwards, first team All-SEC. Joyce Edwards able to finish. Off the trap, Johnson can't hit the three. Edwards the rebound and the putback. Face the winner of Oklahoma-Kentucky. That game up next on ESPN. Edwards, nice footwork and the fillet. For Wiley, the crossover, the zig, the dish, and the finish. Paopau with Joyce Edwards posting. The talented freshman pivoting, finishing, plus the foul.
Players have to be physical with Beers.
5 turnovers already for Oklahoma. Edwards mid-range goes around the wall. For Wiley gives it up. Edwards jumper is good.
When she leaves her feet, it's going to take her a while to come back down.
Good touch pass there from Johnson, and Edwards banks it in. Fagan muscling in, can't finish. Edwards got it to go, plus the foul. Edwards having a big third. Edwards to the cup. Johnson around the screens. Dowda dumps it in. Edwards the hook is good. Edwards, 2 more. First points of the quarter for Texas. Look at Edwards just beating everyone down the floor.
Look at her fly around on the court. I just admire her spirit and her resolve coming back from that ACL tear.
Excellent report, Ollie. Johnson, 12 to shoot. Edwards with 10 to shoot. Her jumper is good. Bree Hall.
Joyce Edwards, strong. Short on the floater by Fulwiley. She had Reagan Grimes who came deep.
It's great for women's basketball, and she is about growing the game. But if it's going to hurt you, as of late, she has to rethink. You've got to have guards rebounding when you don't have that size advantage that you had last season. In college, they want to get to the next level. They want to play in the WNBA. And remember Letitia Me here? Wow!
Dowda kicks back out. They'll go back to Joyce Edwards.
She ain't passing this time.
I like it.
He's trying to get her an NIL.
I'm sure he's a big fan of Joyce Edwards.
When they play each other, it is all business. Elijah Fulwiley has entered the game for South Carolina, their second leading scorer. Got the takeaway. Over to Joyce Edwards.
Locked in defensively because Indiana is that team that can knock down those shots.
Joyce Edwards spinning an important piece of the puzzle for Maryland on the floor.
And she said her mom's her biggest critic.
Chloe kicks. McLean tried to get there to pick her pocket, but now so is Kim Mulkey. She would be the third. Patience.
Shea Holly doing a nice job denying Tessa Johnson. Edwards feeds Dowda, back to Edwards on the interior, lays it in.
Those are the free agent pickups in college right now that can just change the next year for you.
South Carolina ended that first quarter on a major drought. They didn't score for like 4 minutes. So just to see the ball go.
Yeah, you gotta come to.
You forget to see those moments.
Courtside.
We got Amber Cox's number.
What is our UConn top 5?
I mean, it is so hard to pick.
It's impossible.
Only 5 players.